All right, so you just graduated. Congrats, seriously. But I'm going to tell you what we're about to cover in the next few minutes. This might be the single most important financial lesson you will ever learn. We are going to completely change how you think about money, and we're starting right now. Okay, let's just kick things off with a total truth bomb, shall we? Think about that for a second. This is a full-on assault on the whole Instagram flex culture we're all swimming in, right? This single idea is the key to understanding why so many people who look so successful are actually secretly completely broke. And we're going to tear that whole illusion apart piece by piece.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to nail down the difference between being rich and being wealthy. Then, I'll show you the real scorecard you should be using. We'll cover your first 3 moves, things you can do right now. We'll talk about winning the mind game, build what I call your invisible architecture, and wrap it all up with the 5 essential rules of wealth.
Okay, first up, rich versus wealthy. Let's just dive right into the core of this myth. Because look, society, advertisers, sometimes even our own friends, they get this completely backward. But you, getting this one distinction right, man, that is the key that unlocks everything. It's the foundation for real financial freedom.
So check this out. On one side, you've got rich. It's flashy. It's visible. You see it, right? It's the new car, the designer stuff, the big spending. It's loud. But then on the other side, you have wealthy. And wealth, well, wealth is quiet. It's invisible. It has absolutely nothing to do with what you spend and everything to do with what you own. We're talking about financial assets that are just quietly, silently growing for you in the background.
And this quote just nails it. It says everything. I mean, we're trained our whole lives to look at the person in the front of the plane and think, wow, they're the winner. But here's the secret. The truly wealthy person is often the one sitting in coach, who could have easily bought the whole row, but didn't. Why? Because they know that money is way more powerful working for them in an investment account. Wealth is the money you don't turn into visible stuff.
Okay, so if a big paycheck and a shiny car aren't how we keep score, then what is, right? We need a totally new scorecard, one that actually measures what matters for your long-term security and ultimately your freedom.
And here it is. I want you to forget your salary for just a second. The only number that tells the real, unvarnished truth about your financial health is your net worth. And it's so simple. It's just everything you own minus everything you owe. That's it. A paycheck? It comes, it goes. But your net worth? That's the real foundation you're building.
Pay close attention here, because this is crucial. You have 2 choices for where your money can go. On the left, you've got things that grow in value, things that make you more money over time. We're talking about appreciating assets like index funds, stocks, maybe real estate equity down the road. On the right, you've got things that lose value the second you buy them, depreciating assets, that new car that tanks in value the moment you drive it off the lot, the latest phone, the designer gear. The whole game, and I mean the entire game, is to use your income to buy as much stuff from the left column as possible and as little from the right.
All right, enough theory. Let's get practical. It's time for action. Now, I'm going to be honest. These next 3 steps, they are not sexy. They are not exciting. Nobody on Instagram is going to give you likes for doing them. But they are the absolute, non-negotiable, foundational moves you have to make if you're serious about this.
So here's your homework. And I'm not kidding. Do this month. Number 1, automate your savings. The day your paycheck hits, have money automatically transferred to your savings or investment account. Why? Because you can't spend money you never even see. It's the ultimate life hack. 2, open a Roth IRA. Just do it. It's like giving your money a superpower. It lets it grow completely tax-free for retirement. And 3, calculate your net worth. Right now, today. It might be small. Heck, it might even be negative if you have student loans. And that is perfectly okay. The point isn't the number today. The point is to know your starting line so you can start tracking your progress.
You know, the funny thing is, the math behind all this, it's easy. It's simple addition and subtraction. The hard part, the really hard part, is the mind game. It's all psychological. It's you against social pressure and you against your own brain's hardwired desire for that instant dopamine hit.
And this right here is the #1 enemy. Meet the silent killer of wealth, lifestyle creep. It's so sneaky. You get a raise, right? You feel a little richer. So what happens? You get a slightly nicer apartment, a slightly nicer car. Your vacations get a little more expensive. And before you know it, you're making way more money, but you're not getting any wealthier. Your spending just expanded to eat up every extra dollar, leaving 0 for you to actually build on.
Here's what's happening in your head. Your brain is wired for instant gratification. Buying that new thing, whatever it is, gives you a quick shot of dopamine. It feels good right now.
But building wealth, that requires you to consciously override that impulse. It's a choice. You're choosing the delayed, but way more satisfying feeling of future freedom over some temporary little thrill today.
So I'm going to give you a little mental script, an internal mantra. When you feel that pull, maybe you see your friends posting their new car or their fancy dinner, and you feel that little pang of envy, just say this to yourself. I'm not choosing to not buy this now. I'm choosing to buy my freedom later. See the difference? You're not depriving yourself. You're making a strategic trade, a small thing now for total control over your life later.
Okay, let's talk about what we're actually building here. I call it your invisible architecture. It's this incredibly strong financial structure that supports your entire life, but nobody can see it. It's not for show. And this is where the math behind all those small, boring choices we've been talking about, well, this is where it gets really exciting.
And here's the choice, laid out in black and white. You can take that $600 a month and buy a new car. And in 10 years, what do you have? You have an old car, worth maybe $5,000. Or you can take that exact same monthly payment and invest it. And in 10 years, you could be sitting on over $100,000. That, right there, is the massive, hidden cost of trying to look rich.
This right here should completely change how you think about your salary. Let me be clear, it is not about what you earn, it is about what you keep. A new grad who makes $50,000 a year but saves 20% of it will become wealthier, hands down, than someone making $100,000 who only saves 2%. I'll say it again, your savings rate, your discipline, is way more powerful than your income every single time. So let's watch how this discipline actually plays out. Let's say you start investing $500 a month. After year 1, you've got a little over $6,000. And you know, if we're being honest, it doesn't feel like a lot. It's really easy to look at that and feel kind of discouraged. But you have to stick with it. Just wait.
Now fast forward to year 5. Okay, now we're talking. You're over $36,000, you can feel the momentum building, starting to feel real, you know? The growth feels pretty steady, kind of linear, you're building that solid foundation, but believe it or not, the real magic, it hasn't even kicked in yet.
But then, look at this. By year 20, it's not linear anymore. The growth is explosive. That curve just takes off like a rocket ship. That, my friends, is the 8th wonder of the world, compounding interest. This is the point where your money starts making more money than you're putting in. Your money is now working harder than you are. That is your invisible architecture paying you back in a huge, life-changing way.
So, how do we boil all this down? How do we keep it simple? Let's wrap this up by distilling everything we've just talked about into 5 simple, powerful rules. These are the guiding principles for every financial decision you'll make from here on out. Think of these as your 5 rules for wealth. Rule number 1, build what can't be seen. Focus on the invisible assets, not the visible stuff. Rule 2, your scorecard is net worth, not your income. That's the only number that matters. Rule 3, buy assets, not liabilities. Always ask, will this make me money or cost me money? Rule 4, automate your financial discipline. Take your willpower out of the equation. And Rule 5, maybe the most important of all, measure wealth in time and freedom, not in dollars and things. The whole point of this is to buy your time back.
And really, it all comes down to this one simple idea. This is your one-page manifesto. True wealth isn't about the stuff, it's about freedom. It's the freedom to live your life completely on your own terms, the freedom to wake up in the morning and know that you own your day, every single day. That is the real prize. Don't chase the cars, don't chase the clothes, chase freedom. Burn that idea into your mind and let it guide every single dollar you spend, starting today.